Good morning. It's the 29th of December, 2022. I'm out here with olive oil. About 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is right in my face, but I'll just live with it. Only the first shot counts. Oh, the brace height on this, the ducks are talking over me. The brace height on this is actually 7 3/4 now. I guess it got cold or something and drew up. I'm not sure, but we'll see what this is. But I did measure 7 3/4. That was a kill. It was a little low. Well, that wasn't a great group. It was all good, but it was kind of spread out a little bit. All right, I'm gonna try for the trifecta. The deer heart, the N-mark cup. Now I don't know who all is watching me. I'll tell you what, maybe they have N-mark everywhere, but N-mark is a gas station around here. Our preferred gas station because they have the best price. When I say N-mark cup as the target, it's a coffee cup from that gas station, N-mark. They're widespread around here. They may be all over the world. I don't know. The trifecta. Kill. The arrow looks like it's flying a little bit. It's not quite tuned. Coffee cup. No, I didn't get it. I got close. How about this 7 3/4 brace height? It feels a little clunky somehow, and the arrows seem to be flying a little bit. This one here is kind of this way. These two are the same. Maybe this brace height is too high, but I hardly see changing this every day when I shoot. For many years I had never worried about it. I don't know, and I was a pretty good shot, but I know it needs to be seen about. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Wasn't bad. See what we got here. That's not too bad there. I hit the deer kill. I touched the unmarked coffee cup. Let me tell you, this coffee cup is a very hard target to hit. Very hard target to hit. And my little stick that I hold this on with seems to have broken. I see it right here. Okay, this is a very hard target to hit. I want to talk about that a little bit. Missing the mark is an expression. I don't know if it's archery or not. It's probably archery. Missing the mark. Get right here and talk to you about that a little bit. All right. Where'd that come from? Archery, I guess, missing the mark. They made a mark on a target, and if you didn't hit it, you missed the mark. It also has come to mean not achieving the goal. Whatever goal you have missed the mark. All right, look at that grouping right there. Not bad. Now the reason I got that is this. I'll show you. You stay where you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was 5 yards away, and I was able to do that right there. All right. I have hit the mark. All right. Now, let's get that over into a spiritual discussion, a spiritual realm. All right. Let me use the verse this. Yeshua, Jesus said, broad is the way. A way is a highway that leads to destruction. And narrow is the way that leads to life. Okay? So we're talking about a mark there, missing the mark. Broad is the way, and many there are that enter that road, the broad way. Like Broadway in New York. It's a big road, a lot of people traveling on it. But narrow is the way, and few there are that travel that road that leads to eternal life and salvation. Okay? But what does it mean? It's not that complicated, but it appears to be complicated because I will say of a thing called pride. And I'll give you another Bible saying, pride goes before the fall. The fall would represent going the broad way that most people enter. Pride goeth before the fall, or before you fall and don't achieve the mark that we're talking about. And many people go on that, and the few, who knows what percentage. He said it clearly. Why is it that most people go that way, to the broad way? Is it because the people that go the narrow way are better people? Is it because they sin a lot less? Is it because all these people over here on the broad way are just horrible sinners and nasty people? That's what fools people right there. It's not about that. All of those people, the ones that go on the narrow way and those that go on the broad way, are sinners. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Every one of us has been condemned to death because we have sinned. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. So something has to be done about that if anybody is to make it into the next dimension. And it's pride. Now, it also says in the Bible, God resists the proud, and he helps the humble, or loves the humble. Okay, so to be proud is bad. To be humble is good. What does it mean to be proud? Okay, I'll just try to make it simple and quick, because, you know, you could ramble on forever about this. Being proud means that you think that the reason you're here, the reason that you succeed, the reason that you are tall, the reason that you are wealthy, the reason that you are strong, the reason that you are smart, is because you have done it yourself. That's what pride is. You didn't make yourself at all. Neither did you make yourself what you are. If there's something good, you're a great football player or whatever. Pride is thinking that you have made yourself what you are. People say it. I'm proud of this. I'm proud of that. I'm proud I graduated the university. I'm proud that I did this, I'm that. You didn't do that. No, you didn't do that. You graduated top of your class or university or got a promotion in your job because of the ability that God gave you. You didn't have anything to do with it. You're a creature created by God. Pride is, in essence, thinking that you are God. And remember what Satan did. Satan, he was proud. He said, I will ascend to heaven like the Most High God. I will be God. That is what Satan is, or the spirit of Satan. So the mark, the narrow way, is to realize what you really are. You're a creature, and everything created, and everything that you have is a gift from God. You didn't have anything to do with it. And God, in my opinion, gave all of we humans our gifts that we might serve our community. Not that we might brag about whatever it is that we're proud of. Yeshua, Jesus, came and made his sacrifice to pay the penalty for our sin. And all we have to do is accept that. But in order to accept that, we have to realize who he is and who we are. We're not God, but we think we are. I'll give you one more example of how we think we're God. The Bible also says, judge not, that ye be not judged. Or another way of saying it is, if you judge people, you're going to be judged by God. Judge not. Why? We're not the judge. God is the judge. But yet we do judge people because we take the broad way and think that our goodness is going to get us to heaven. Yes, there's the fork in the road. I'm not as bad as so-and-so. I'm going to make it to heaven. I've had people tell me this. I'm going to make it to heaven because I've never done some of the things of the people I know. In order to compare yourselves to other people, you have to make a judgment. You have to judge them. I compare or judge that they have committed a whole lot more sins than I have, and that those are really, really bad sins. And the sins that I have committed, they're not so bad, you know. You have to make a judgment. And when you judge them, you're in essence claiming that you're God. Without knowing it, you don't realize you're doing it, but that's what you're doing. And the reason is that God gave us free will. That was the gift that he gave us that puts us in this jeopardy. Now, God could have made us puppets or robots. Well, a robot can't sin because he doesn't have free will. A robot does what the master tells him. We have free will. A tremendous, inexpressible gift from God. Free will. We can do what we want to do, and we can think what we want to think. We've got a brain. Now I'm asking you to use it now and realize that you're not God. We can't compare ourselves to other people. We're not the judge. Judge not that ye be not judged. Now, one other thing that goes along with it, if you're not going to judge anybody, if you realize that we're all in the same boat, then it also means that we have to forgive each other. Because we don't know what we're doing. On the cross, Jesus, as he was dying, said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." That's why we have to forgive each other, because we really don't understand what we're doing as we're coming up and we're, grabbing this and grabbing that, or throwing this person away from us, or whatever we're doing, using this person, stealing, whatever it is we're doing, because we want it. Judge not that ye be not judged. If you're not judged, that means you're not going to court. You can't be found guilty. And also forgive those who trespass against us. Now, this says it in the Lord's Prayer, and I like to call it the contract with God. And we say to God in that contract, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." It's conditional. God says, "I'll forgive you yours as long as you forgive other people." Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Or you could say it this way, forgive us our trespasses in the same way that we forgive others their trespasses. So, if we don't forgive others that trespass against us, then neither will we be forgiven. There's a million ways you can say this, and I'm going to try to say it over and over and over again because it's what's really going on. The broad way is thinking that we're God. And if we think we're God because we think we get to judge other people, there's no way we can accept the sacrifice of Yeshua. He died for us so that we could understand that and know that. He's the only one that can save us. He's the one that does the judging. We try to get along with our fellow man. If somebody is doing something to us that we don't like, that's wrong, you need to cut them off of your list of friends. Don't hang out with them. But it doesn't mean you get to judge them, because they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the implications of what they're doing anyway. That's why we have to forgive. Now, there's maybe some exceptions, but we don't need to worry about the exceptions. Okay, let's say there's so many divorces going on now. Okay, so your spouse cheats on you. You don't have to hang out with them anymore. In that one instance, people are allowed to get a divorce. It doesn't mean you have to get a divorce, but you do have to forgive them. The reason you can get a divorce in that example is they've broken the contract. The marriage vow is a contract. Anytime a contract's broken, it's null and void. But if your wife is a little bit overweight, you can't divorce her for that. The marriage vow doesn't say your husband and wife, as long as one of you doesn't get fat, or as one of you doesn't get old, or one of you hadn't get as big a job as I thought you were going to get. You got to live with people that way. If they break the contract, then it's not you that breaks it, they've already broken it. They don't get to do adultery. That's explicitly said in the marriage contract that you just belong to them. I don't know how I got on the marriage contract, but that's wound around to where I am right now. All right, let's look back at that right there. That target. Now, that is the narrow way. Not being proud, knowing that you're not God, knowing you didn't create yourself, knowing that your gifts are from God and God alone, therefore you can't take credit for it, which is another way of saying you're proud. And forgiving those that trespass against you. That's the whole gospel right there. I bet you could write it on a fourth of a sheet of notebook paper. That's the entire meaning of the Bible and the meaning of what Yeshua the Messiah, the Savior, is all about. All right. I'll be saying this same thing again, another way, probably the next time I talk. There's the mark right there. This is Gardner Israel signing off.